You walk into the grocery store for 3 things: milk, bread, eggs. That's it. But the parking lot is full. Someone's cart is blocking aisle 4, a kid is crying near the checkout, and there's a line at every register. And before you've even grabbed the milk, your chest feels tight. Your jaw is clenched. You're irritated at people you've never met for doing nothing wrong except existing near you. You just want to leave. Not because anything bad happened, just because there are too many people, too close for too long. If you've ever felt that specific kind of exhaustion, not sadness, not fear, just this heavy static in your head feeling, you already know what this video is about.
Let's start with the version of this everyone recognizes. You're at a party, or a concert, or a busy train station. Objectively, nothing dangerous is happening. Nobody is threatening you, but your body doesn't seem to know that. Your shoulders creep up toward your ears. You start scanning exits without meaning to. You find yourself calculating the fastest way out, even though you just got there. Meanwhile, someone next to you seems completely fine. They're laughing, chatting, totally at ease in the chaos. And that's when the second layer kicks in, the quiet, private thought. What's wrong with me? That question is usually where people stop. They label themselves antisocial or just not a people person and move on. But that label skips the actual explanation. And the explanation is a lot more interesting and a lot kinder than something is wrong with you. Here's why this matters more than it seems. The way you react to crowds isn't really about crowds. It's about information. Every person in a crowded space is a source of stimulation your brain has to process. Their movement, their voice, their proximity, their unpredictability. A quiet room asks almost nothing of you. A crowded room asks something of you constantly, from every direction, all at once. So when you feel that urge to escape a crowd, you're not being dramatic. You're not too sensitive. Your nervous system is doing math in real time, and the math isn't adding up. Now, here's the psychology behind it. Explained simply, your brain has a limited amount of what psychologists call processing bandwidth. Think of it like a phone with too many apps open. Each app alone runs fine, but run 12 at once, and everything lags. Even the simple stuff. A crowd is basically 12 apps running at once, except the apps are people. Each one has a face to read, a body to avoid bumping into, a voice to filter out, a movement to track. Your brain is built to notice all of it, because for most of human history, noticing people around you mattered for survival. Was that person friendly or dangerous? Was that group safe to walk near? Your brain never turned that setting off. It's just now applying it to a target on a Saturday afternoon. This is closely tied to something called sensory overload, when the amount of input coming in exceeds what your nervous system can comfortably sort through. It's not a character flaw, it's a threshold. Everyone has one. Crowds just push a lot of people past it faster than they realize. And if you're someone who tends to feel things deeply, or who's naturally more attuned to other people's moods and energy, which many empathetic, introspective people are, that threshold gets reached even quicker. You're not just processing noise, you're processing emotion. Every stranger's stress, hurry, irritation, or tension bleeds into the space, and part of you absorbs it without asking permission. Real quick, before we go on, if that explanation just made something click for you, that's exactly what this channel is for. Hit subscribe if you want more of these. Now, let's see what this actually looks like in real life. Think about the difference between a coffee shop with 5 people in it and one with 50. The 5-person version feels like ambiance. The 50-person version feels like static. Same coffee, same chairs, completely different nervous system response. Or think about family gatherings. Some people love them. Others love the people, but dread the gathering. Because it's not really about the individuals, it's about all of them existing in the same room, talking over each other, needing something from you simultaneously. You can adore every single person there and still feel your energy draining by the hour. Or the classic one,
You leave a crowded event, and instead of feeling excited or social, you feel strangely flat, almost numb. Friends ask, "Didn't you have fun?" And the honest answer is complicated. Yes, but also you feel like you just ran a marathon you didn't sign up for. Here's the deeper layer, the part most people never get to. Disliking crowds isn't only about noise or bodies or bumping shoulders. For a lot of people, it's about something quieter and more emotional, the loss of control. In a crowd, you can't fully predict what's going to happen. You can't control who bumps into you, what someone says, how close a stranger stands, what mood the room shifts into. And if you're someone who has ever felt out of control in a way that scared you, emotionally, relationally, even as a kid, your nervous system may have quietly decided that unpredictability equals danger. Not consciously, not on purpose. It just filed that association away years ago and never took it out. So a crowded room isn't just loud, it's unpredictable. And unpredictability is exactly what a nervous system that's been overwhelmed before tends to brace against.
This is why some people can walk into a crowd and feel nothing but excitement, while others feel their whole body tense before they've even stepped inside. It's not about who's stronger or weaker. It's about what your nervous system has learned to expect from situations it can't fully control. And here's what most people get wrong about this whole experience. They think hating crowds means something is broken in them, that a normal, healthy person should be able to handle noise and people without wanting to disappear into a quiet corner.
But needing less stimulation isn't a malfunction. It's a setting. Some nervous systems are wired more like a dimmer switch. Sensitive, responsive, quick to register input. Others are wired more like a stage light. Steady, less reactive, harder to overwhelm. Neither is better. They're just different tools for different environments. The real misunderstanding isn't in your reaction to crowds. It's in the story you tell yourself about your reaction. I'm too sensitive feels like a flaw. My nervous system processes more per second is just a fact. Same experience, completely different relationship with yourself. So what do you actually do with this understanding? Not avoid crowds forever. Not push through and ignore your body. Something quieter than both of those. Start noticing your pattern, not just the moment. Notice that your irritation in a crowded store isn't really about the store. It's your nervous system telling you it's near its limit. That information is useful. It's not something to fight. It's something to listen to. Give yourself small exits before you need big ones. Step outside for 30 seconds. Put your headphones in, even with nothing playing, just to lower the number of apps running. Choose the quieter grocery run, even if it means going at an inconvenient time. These aren't avoidance, they're maintenance. The same way you'd give your phone a break before it overheats. Not because it's broken, but because that's what keeps it working well. Here's the final realization. You don't hate people. You hate the feeling of not being able to process everything at once and still feel like yourself. That's not weakness. That's not social failure. That's a nervous system trying to protect you the only way it knows how, by asking for space when there isn't any. The people who thrive in crowds aren't more resilient than you. They're just running a different kind of processor. And the people who need quiet to recharge aren't lacking anything. They're just wired to feel the world a little more vividly, a little more fully, which is exactly why a loud room asks so much of them. So the next time you feel that pull to step outside, to find a quiet corner, to just breathe for a second away from everyone, don't apologize for it. Don't call it weakness. Call it what it actually is. Your mind, asking for room to think. And giving yourself that room isn't running away from people. It's how you stay someone worth being around.